Hello everyone, this is video editorial for Geeks MTS internship contest. Let's see all the problems and their solutions. So this is problem 1, assign task. Let's see the problem statement. We are given n task and n people. So we are given two array, one array A and one array B, each of length n, and each task requires AI units of work to be completed, and each person can do at most BI units of work per day. So you have to assign task to each person so that the total time taken to complete all the task is minimized. Now we can see that each person need to have exactly one task, and we have to find the minimum number of days taken to complete all the tasks. Let's see example 1. In example 1, array A is 6, 3, 6, and array B is 2, 6, and 8. Now since we have to minimize the number of tasks, so what we can do, we can take the person with which is having least amount of capacity to do the to take a task which needs least amount of work. By this by this we will not increase the we will not be increasing the number of days. As if we have taken 6 instead of 3, then we will be needing 3 days, but by taking 3 we will be needing only 2 days. So we can do this greedily. Now let's see the code part. Simply we can sort the array A and array B, and then assign ith person with AI capacity with BI capacity to do work having AI AI units. So we can simply do this. So mx is mx is the number of days taken by the ith person. So it is AI by BI, and if there is remainder is left, so simply it is the sale of AI by BI, and we can simply take the max of it, and that will be the answer. Now let's see problem 2, remove and reverse. In this problem we are given a string S which consists of only lowercase English alphabets, and we have to perform following operation. If a string contains any repeating character, remove the first repeating character and reverse the string, and then again perform the above operation on the modified string. Otherwise you stop. You have to find the final string. Let's see example 1. In example 1 we can see we are having string A, B, A, B. We can see both A and B are repeating. So we have to start from left first. We can see that this character A is repeating. So we can simply remove it. Then this is the string left. Then we can reverse it. We will get BAB again. Now we can see that we are having B, which is repeating from the left first. So we will remove this B and then again reverse this BA. So we will be getting A, B. And now we will try to see if we are having something here which is repeating. We can see that there is nothing to repeat, so we will simply reverse it and return it, and that will be the answer. Now let's see how to solve this problem. Firstly, let's see one more example. Hmm, let the example be something like this: A, A, P. Okay, we are having some example like this. What I can do is one more D. Okay, first you will be starting from this D. We can see that this D is repeating, so we will remove this D and then reverse this string. So we will be getting D, B, A, A. Now we can see we are having this A repeating. This is the first character from left which is repeating. So this is A. This is the first character from right which is repeating. So we will remove this A and then again reverse it. So we will be getting A, B, D. Now there is no repeating character from the right, so we can simply return D, B, A as the answer. Now let's see some observations. What we can see is if some character is repeating, let's say some character is repeating, then we can access it from left as well as from the right. If we will be if we will be going from left, then we will be taking this character, and if we will be going from right, then we will be taking this character. So one thing is sure, that one of the character will be will keep we will keep removing the character A till the number of A's become 1. Till the number of A's become 1, we will keep removing A's. So, and now one more observation. What we can see is each of the repeating character will be removed, and the final string will have no repeating characters. So it is a simple straightforward question, and we can also notice that, let's say we are having some string like this. What we can do is we can simply start removing one from right, one from left, one from then again one from left, again one from right, till we are having a string which is not having any repeating character. Now let's see the code part and understand it more clearly. So first what I have taken is I have taken two frequency map, frequency and frequency 1, and this I am storing the frequency of each character of a string str. After that, n is the string size. This is the array mark. What I have done is I have marked all the positions which are having, let's say, ith character is having frequency more than 1. Then then mark I then mark will be having index I in it. Now after that I am making another array mark. What it will be having, let's say we are having a string like A, B, A, B. Now we know that first this string will be removed, and then this string will be removed, and the string which we are left with be A. And then we need to see that we have removed two times characters. We have removed two characters. So we will get the string left, and we don't have to reverse. So we can put this condition later. But now after that we can see that the mark array that the mark vector will be having indexes 0, 1, 2 and 3. But we know that index 0 and 3, these only will be removed. So so this so this will be stored in the mark array or vector, and this 0, 1, 2 and 3 will be stored in mark. After that we are simply pushing the elements which can be put in mark like this. Firstly, I have taken two pointers I and j. ln is the length of mrk array. After that if tt is 0, then while I less than j and frequency 1 str mrki. So this is the character which is having the index mrki, and if its frequency is less than or equal to 1, then we will keep increasing I, and we will find the first character from the left which is having frequency more than 1. If we are able to find one, then we will reduce its frequency, increase I, and push the value mrki in mark array. After, similarly, if tt is equal to 1, means we have to remove a character from left, means we have to remove a character from right, and here we are removing a character from left. So similarly we will be doing like this. We will be finding the first right character. We will finding the first character from the right which is having frequency greater than 1. So this is the condition. After it we have find it, we will reduce the j, push mrkj index into mark array, and reduce the frequency of character str mrkj, and this is toggling tt from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0, and so on. After it we can simply sort the mark array, because we know that indexes can be in any order. Like first you will be having the first you will having the index which is from the very left, then we will be having the index from very right, something like this, and then we will be having one or two. So it will be like a increasing decreasing sequence, but we will be needing a sorted sequence, something like this, so that we can simply take a element from leftmost and then take a element from rightmost, and we can solve it like that. So we have sorted the mark array. After it, this is remainder, this is remove array. If we remove ith character from string str, then remove I will be 1. M is the mark array size. I equals to 0, j equals to m minus 1. Now we are doing again the same thing. This times is 0. So while I is less than j. So these are the character. This is the character we can remove from the leftmost part, and this is the character we can remove from the right. So this we are removing from leftmost part, and in this we are removing the character from rightmost part. So if frequency IDI is greater than 1, since its frequency is greater than 1, so we can reduce this frequency and remove this character, and and we can mark I index will be marked as 1, which we have to remove, and we can increase I, else we can break. Similarly we can do for the rightmost part. If frequency IDJ is greater than 1, then we can then we can then we can mark the index mark j having remove as 1, and frequency we can reduce of that character and decrease j, else we can break, and times equals to 1 minus times. It will be keep toggling between 1 0 1 0 and so on. After it this is the string answer, and we are simply counting. Okay, no need of it. So if the element if the if the character ith character in string str is not marked as remove, then we can put this into answer, and count is the number of characters we have removed. Number of characters we have removed from original string str. So if count percent to equal if count percent 2 is having a remainder left, then only we will be reversing it, else there is no need to reverse. As we can see, we are just changing it order again and again, so we can directly say whether we need to reverse a string or not. So simply that is the answer. Now let's see the last problem. So this is the last problem. In this problem, we are given a array A which is having n elements, and we are also given a index x initially. In one move, in one move, let's say we are at ith index. Then we can jump from AI to AJ if this AJ is greater than AI and there are no element between them which is greater than AI. Like there must be no element which is greater than AI. Let's say this is the length of AI and this is the length of AJ. Then there should be no element between them such that which is greater than AI. So this must not be there. Similarly, we can see like we are jumping to right, we can jump to left also. So we can directly jump to element which is greater than AI, which is greater than AI. So this can be also a possible AJ such that AJ is greater than AI and there is no element which is greater than AI and it is between AJ and AI. Now what we have to do? We have to find the minimum number of steps to reach the last index of the array. If you can get to the last index of the array, then return -1. And it is also given that the all elements of A is distinct. So now let's see example 1. In example 1, we are having 1, 2, 4 and 7. And we are starting and x is 0. So we are starting from index 0. So what we can see is from 1 we can jump to 2 only, and from 2 we can jump to 4 only, and from 4 we can jump to 7 only. So we need first move, second move, three move. So we needed 3 moves. Now let's try another example. 2, 1, 4. Here also x equals to 0. So we have to start from index 0. We can see from 2 we can directly jump to 4 only. So it need only one step. Now let's see how we will be approaching this problem. So first observation is that for every index I, we know for every index I we need to know the indexes from from which we can jump, from where we can jump, and there can be at most two indexes such that we can jump from ith index. Let's say this is the ith element, then we can either jump to right side or we can either jump to left side. So these are the only cases we are having. So for finding the closest element to the right and to the left we can use the stack. It is a simple standard stack problem. Next greater element from left and next greater element from right. So I have used the same thing. In this I am finding next greater element in the right side which is closest to the ith element. So this is the standard problem. You can Google about it also. Closest next greater element in right side. Similarly, you can find the closest next greater element in left side for each ith element. And the information about the about the indexes will be stored in this NGI. I will be telling next greater element in right index. It will be telling the index of next greater element in right side which is closest to it, and NGL will be doing the same for left side for each ith element. So after doing that we can we can see this as a we can see this it will form a directed graph. Let me give some nice example. Okay, you are having 6, 7, 13, 10, something like this. Now we can see we can go from 6 to 7, or we can go from 6 to 10, and from 7 we can go to 13, and from, okay, let me put some more, 9, and from this 7 we can go to 9 only, and from 9 we can go to this 13, and from 10 we can also go to 13. Now this is the starting index. Let's say this is the starting index, and we have to reach element 13. Now one way of doing it is from 6 to we can go to 7, from 7 we can go to 9, and from 9 we can go to 13. Or what we can do is we can go from 6 to 10, and from 10 to 13. So this 6 to 10 and 10 to 13. This is the shortest route, taking only 2 units of distance, and this route from 6 to 7 to 9 to 13 is a longer route. It is taking 3 units of time, 3 units of distance or time. So this is a better route. So now how to solve it? We can see from index 0. We can see from index 0, from index 1, which is a starting index, we can go to index 0, or we can go to index 2. Let me mark the indexes also. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. From index 1 we can go to index 0 or index 2, and from index 2 we can go to only index 3, and from index 3 we can only go to index 4, and from index 0 we can directly go to index 4. So this is the shortest path from index x, which is 1, to last index. So we can make a graph for it. This is vector of vector int grn. You can see that I am pushing the edge from ith index to jth index. After that we can simply run a BFS and find the shortest path to the last index from the from the starting index x. So simply we can give a large distance, as elements are up to only 10 to power 5, and this is the q. While q is not empty, we can simply take the first element. We can simply take the q dot front, pop it, and then visit its neighbor. If we have reached the last index, then we can simply return 1 plus distance u. Else we can mark it visited, push it into queue, and increase the distance by 1, and distance u is its parents different. If we are unable to reach the last index, then we can simply return -1. And this is the base case which we have handled here. So that's it. Thanks for watching.